Hey guys, California Fandom here. So the folks over at Autel just provided us with a new firmware update. Let's talk about it. So what did the Evo not get this update? The biggest reason, the number one thing for me, is these programmable buttons. DJI has programmable C1, C2 buttons on virtually every one of their drones. It's a fantastic addition. It allows you to program specific actions for your drone. I myself like programming the B button or the C2 button as the critical battery information. I like being able to see the voltage use as well as each individual cell. I like that while I'm flying. And the other button I like programming is the gimbal. Now, oftentimes when I'm flying, I have the gimbal's pitch speed very, very slow. So if I get into a situation where I have to look up very fast or I have to look down very fast, it's nice to be able to program that button, and currently the Evo can't do that. Now, I definitely know that they're working on something, because when this first edition, first firmware came out, the programmable buttons did nothing but set and delete waypoints. Now when you go in and you hit the A button during flight, it'll actually pull up past media, video, pictures that you've taken, so I can tell they're playing with it. I just hope the next firmware, they're working on it hard. It's definitely something we want to see. So the other more pressing issue that Autel needs to address is the iOS app. Unfortunately, as of today, the 30th of July, we have no iOS app. There is a beta program some of you have access to. I myself am included in this group. Unfortunately for me though, the latest firmware knocked the iOS app out completely, so all of the new features that can be enjoyed on Android cannot be enjoyed on the iOS app. So what did this latest firmware give you? Well, for one, it addressed the gimbal horizon tilt issue. When the drone first came out, the horizon line was completely off. If you flew the drone with any sort of aggressiveness, the horizon line would be completely crooked. The firmware addressed this issue, but approximately 10% of you out there is still dealing with some twitching. You're dealing with that during flight and during startup. So I hope they definitely going to address on that. I know the team's working hard on that. The team's a lot smaller, admittedly, to DJI, but I do know that they are working hard on it. So the other thing they addressed was the mapping issue with the Evo. When you first got your drone, no firmware, stock firmware, the map was so zoomed out that you would have an entire map of the United States. If you wanted to see the general area that you were flying like it should perform, you'd have to manually pinch to zoom it in. I'm so glad Autel addressed this issue and it's fixed with this update. Taking a page directly out of Elon Musk's playbook, the folks over at Autel provided us something we never asked for this firmware. That's Ludicrous Mode.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So Ludicrous Mode takes us from a drone that operated between 22 and 30 miles an hour and brought it to 50 miles an hour. Automatically with this firmware update, it's faster than the Phantom 4. It's faster than the Mavic Air. It's faster than the Mavic Pro. It's faster than the Mavic Platinum. Anything you stick in front of it outside of a professional grade drone, or maybe the Inspire series, depending on whether or not you consider that professional, this Autel Evo remains right now, the 30th of July, the fastest drone on the market. All right, so I can hear the comment section now roasting me. Well, what about kit drones? What about FPV drones? Of course, guys, those are faster. I'm not talking about hobby grade drones. I'm talking about all-in-one photography, videography drones. Autel Evo is the fastest drone on the market. So there's many reasons to like the Autel Evo, from their award-winning support, the fact that their headquarters is in Washington, or the fact that they have a lack of geofencing. Many people want to try and diversify the drone space. I think it improves the industry as a whole, and it makes pricing competitive for us all. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I demonstrated the Ludicrous Mode for you with the Autel Evo. I highlighted its pros and its cons, and hopefully they're watching this video right now addressing some of the issues that is still going on with the craft. They're very, very minor. I think they definitely have a success on this with this drone. 60 frames, 4K, 100 megabits a second in that form factor. Yeah, it sure looks like a Baywatch buoy, but it's a fantastic, well-refined, fantastic engineered drone, and I highly, highly recommend it. I want to give a set of my quiet props for the Mavic Pro to another one of my lucky subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, please make sure you're subscribed. Hit that like button and drop a comment down below letting me know you want a set, and we'll see you on the next adventure.